How? Just how? How did they get this to work? How did they do this and get it to work so well? I don't get it. Hey, and welcome to my recap of our trip to Rockhampton for CAPRICON, where I had the absolute pleasure of being an invited guest. When CAPRICON first contacted me, I admittedly hadn't heard of them, but from what I could see, it looked like a nice little small pop culture-y, steampunky kind of convention that was still kind of building itself up. I found it strange they'd be inviting a furry, but apparently Rockhampton did have quite the solid little furry community. So I thought, why the heck not? Let's give it a go. Kiba and I chose to take the scenic 7-hour drive up to Rockhampton from Brisbane. Much to see and do on the way up. I really wish we could have stopped at everything, but after some car troubles, we were already 3 hours behind schedule. We arrived at the Con Hotel, the Leidenhart Hotel. And it was so fancy and comfortable that I forgot to get footage of it. My bad. Unlike most furry conventions, CAPRICON wasn't actually in the hotel itself. It was hosted at the nearby showgrounds, which is only about like a 5-minute drive away, so it's still pretty handy. The next day, we arrived nice and early, bright-eyed, and bushy-tailed. Not for long though, I gave that bushy tail a good brushing. Before the convention was even open, we were already in awe at their setup. On the outside, it was literally a carnival. Rides, shows, foods, all those amazing carnival things we know and love, and is one of my favorite vibes. I was so excited because I was already feeling right at home. But then you go inside and it is a full-on convention center filled with all the stalls, all the booths, and a big main stage. However, I was most certainly not the only invited guest. We had access to a back room to get like in and out of fursuit and stuff, and this is where we met pretty much all of the invited cosplayers. And oh man, were they worthy of being guests. Like, these cosplayers were on a whole nother level. Such as the dynamic duo of Henwench Cosplay and Scrap Shop Props. God, I cannot say that 5 times quickly. Scrap Shop Props. No. Kiba and I were gushing over that Zarya cosplay for like a solid half hour. Every single detail was perfect. The gun, the scratches on the armor, the LEDs, it's absolutely no wonder that these guys get commissioned and invited all over the world. I very quickly felt like a very small fish. But it was really inspiring because it just goes to show how crazy far you can go in the creative world. Once we finished fangirling and suiting up, we went to the front gates to hand out pamphlets and welcome everybody coming into CAPRICON 2019. Actually Pocari 2.0's very first public outing, and oh my goodness, it was definitely an incredible one. The locals were really super chill and lovely. Like, we had so many photos and hugs and great conversations right off the bat. Lots of people also immediately guessed I was a kangaroo. I mean, the peeps in the pouch probably helped to sell that, but it was still a nice bonus. Although there was one point where I was crouched on the ground and these two little girls came up, started patting me on the head, being like, good doggy, good doggy. So I'm like, for you two, I will happily be a doggy. Unfortunately, I only lasted about an hour because there was no shade at all at that front gate area and the sun was really brutal that day. Normally, I'm still fine, but I very quickly learned that yes, the darker fur does absorb more heat in the sun. I thought maybe that would only be the fact with like black suits, but yeah, nope, does happen with dark colors too. So I reckon when I eventually get a Pocari 3.0, I'll go back to the lighter blue. So we headed back, desuited, and decided, let's have a more thorough look of what's inside. I was absolutely amazed at the amount of variety Capricorn had to offer. Video games, anime, cosplay, just general pop culture, board games, like there was something there for everyone. One booth that particularly caught our eye was the one for Creature Creations and Costumes. Creature Creations and Costumes was a local fursuit maker with some absolutely mad skills. So we decided to go say hi.
I'm Jordy, aka Nyla Pennycox, and I'm the song maker behind Creature Creations and Costumes.
How long have you done it?
This is my 4th year.
Nice.
Not much experience, but I'm getting there.
Oh, I'd say you're experienced.
I'm a seamstress, so it kind of translates to yeah.
So you must have some really strong skills up in your suit
Yeah,
then.
definitely. I have a heavy duty sewing machine overlocker with special embroidery thread that I sources, a bit of trade secret.
Yeah, that's nice.
They are very strong. The fur will rip the
Impressive. I want a bodysuit for me now. Because I find that's a lot of problems with bodysuits I have.
Definitely. We use special stitches like from the seamstress trade that make it flexible. So when you're stepping, like there's one my sister there.
Oh, so you did. So this is one of your
this was my first one from measurements, no duct tape dummy. So it's a bit meh, but you'll see some.
It looks good to me.
You'll see some of my other stuff walking around.
Yeah.
But yeah, we use stitches that make it flexible. So when you're bending your knee, you don't have to
I have a mighty need.
Why did you choose to do fursuiting from seamstressing? Like you're obviously a massively well done cosplayer, but like definitely congrats on the detail you put into that
Thank
suit.
you. It's my first furry mama blossom.
That's your first one?
Yeah.
Good lord.
I got bored with doing dresses.
Yeah.
Because I also do stage costumes, and they were more fun. And then I'm like, how can I make this so cool?
No, yeah, definitely look forward to seeing more of your work. It's amazing.
Thank you so much.
If we weren't already saving for Canada, I would have totally bought one of those pre-mades. And how good was her cosplay? It's insane passion like that which creates the master crafters of the world. So I have no doubt that she's gonna go far. Oh, and she'll actually be in the dealer's den this photo if you want to snatch up one of her beautiful works. Otherwise, here's all her socials, and there are links in the description as well, so you can go give her a follow too. Later, we ran into someone who we thought was cosplaying as a Sailor Scout, but upon further investigation, turns out they were part of an idol cover and cosplay group called A-MUSE.
Hello, how's it going? Hello. So I'm the resident furry of this group. Resident furry. So we right. Yeah. So this is me. We're A-MUSE. We're a dance cover group. We do J-pop and Love Live, and we also do cosplay things.
Yeah, that's really good photography. Is your photographer one of you guys?
No, so all of these are done by a friend Brett, and this is done by my girlfriend. I am Spider-Man. Everyone else is like a waifu, and I'm like in Spider-Man. So yeah, so we do dance performances, and we'll be on at 3:30. And
Oh, sweet. Well, people come watch.
If you're not aware, idols are Japanese groups of people, ranging from just a few members to literally over 100, who are famous for things like singing, dancing, and a whole range of other talents. So groups like A-MUSE like to express their love for this element of Japanese pop culture by covering the performances of their favorite groups, and giving it their own flair with their own personalities and their absolutely stunning costumes. It takes a lot of guts to bring something that's popular in one side of the world to another where it's a lot more obscure, so A-MUSE has my absolute highest respect. Not to mention, they danced in the sun for an hour and were still alive by the end of it. Like, these guys would make amazing fursuiters, actually. Absolutely hats off. So here are their socials if you want to go follow them and keep an eye out for when their next appearance is going to be. They were all such lovely people and sweethearts, so please do go see them if you get the chance. By then, it was time for my actual scheduled onstage event, the fursuiting panel. This was just an onstage Q&A with myself and Sky, but it was emceed by the legendary JusZCosplay. And let me just say, Juz is, oh my goodness, the loveliest person ever. Normally, I'm pretty spooked on stage, but she made me feel really comfortable with how naturally she was able to drive the conversation. And she's just such a sweet person overall. You could really tell just how passionate she was about all things creative, with how much she was interested to hear about all different fandoms out there and just how heavily involved she is in the cosplay scene. Not to forget how ridiculously talented she is with her own cosplays. Once again, here are the socials if you want to go check her out. The panel itself went really well. It was a pretty simple Q&A about the fursuiting world in regards to making them, buying them, performing in them, what it takes, how to make a living with them. You know, things that you guys, my lovely subscribers, would already know about, but the general public and other Capricorn communities might not. We did film the majority of it, but big speakers in a big echoey hall plus GoPro microphone equals... Oh well, I had lots of people coming up to us afterwards congratulating us on a good panel, so thank you guys so much for that. I really wanted to go on just one more fursuit romp before we packed the suit away for the day, so we did a couple of laps indoors. Mob are the absolutely sweetest things ever. I'm a kid. Seriously, huge shout out to anyone who came and said hi, gave us a hug, had a photo, had a conversation with us, or nervously watched from afar. You guys absolutely made our con, and I love your community so much. After desuiting, we relaxed and enjoyed the spoils that CAPRICON had to offer. I'm just happy you guys have potato tornadoes. I love potato tornadoes. We also hung around for the cosplay competition, and that was so fun and so hyped to be in the audience for, because we got to hype up all the people that we'd met throughout the day. And we were so hyped that Creature Creations and Costumes won Best Cosplay. You earned it so much. So proud of me. But alas, it was the end of the day, and the convention had come to a close. But the fun didn't stop there. We packed up and headed back to the hotel, pretty socialed out, expecting a nice quiet night in. But at the hotel, we ran into pretty much all the guests at once. Turns out we were all in the same hotel, and we'd all planned to have dinner at the hotel, so we amalgamated 10 tables together and all had dinner together. We spent the night chilling, getting to know everybody, having a laugh, sharing stories, and just having a blast with this ridiculous amount of talent at one table. It was one of the most memorable nights I've ever had, and I am so appreciative of it. And if any of you guys are actually watching the video right now, hello, thanks for checking out my channel, I miss you guys. We've made so many new friends and contacts that we really wouldn't have been able to at any other conventions. It was an overall just wonderful breath of fresh air. Rockhampton, your community is so relaxed that you've managed to put on a convention that accommodates cosplayers, gamers, furries, anime fans, steampunk fans, pop culture fans, parents, children, and everybody got along swimmingly. Everyone was so supportive of each other no matter who they are or what they liked, and I really admired that. I honestly believe that all other conventions, whether they're furry or pop culture or otherwise, could take notes from CAPRICON and the Rockhampton community. A very big congratulations to all those involved with making CAPRICON happen for putting on such a wildly successful event. And of course, the biggest thank you I can muster for inviting me up there and hosting me and just giving me such a unique experience. I really hope I can see you all there again next year. If you would like to learn more about CAPRICON, I have all their links in the description below, so be sure to go follow them and learn more about CAPRICON 2020. Let me know in the comments if there's any other non-furry specific conventions you'd really like me to go to and have a look at and do a video on. A patron shout out to Glitch Kangaroo. Hello, my root brother. Thank you so much for being one of my supportive patrons and helping bring this video to these guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!